Okay, the second walkthrough that I want to do is for 810D. This part is a little bit different, not too much drastically different than our first part, but it does have some other things that I want to at least show you in there so you can start to think about how we approach making these parts. So again, this is our final model of what it's going to look like. But to get started, we need to go back to our assignment. So let's click over to our assignment 810D. Again, we need to take a look at this. It kind of has a U shape here, and it has just a thickness. So basically, I see one sketch that we're going to extrude, and we'll be able to make this part in one step, essentially. But basically, we have sharp corners, sharp corner, sharp corner, and then we have a couple filleted surfaces here. So we're going to do all of this in the sketch. So let's go over to our part and make a new part. So we're going to do File, New Part. Okay, and now we've got our new part. Now, again, if we do our Start Our Sketch, now when we look at our 810D, this again is our front view. We want to draw this sketch on the front plane. So we're going to go back over here to our Inventor, and we want to click on our XY plane. That is our front plane. So we're going to click on that, and now we can start drawing our part. Now this is where I'm going to start drawing that shape. So again, I want to anchor it to my origin. So I'm going to click on my line, and I'm going to start down here. I've got my coincident point. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go over, and I'm going to come down. Now, when I come down here, I'm just going to click this down and make a sharp corner. I'm not going to try to put in a radius or any sort of circle or anything like that in there right now. I just want to get the basic U shape. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to come over, and then I'm going to come back up. Now, this is a little tricky point, which can help you out a lot in the future, is that as I come up, you can see that there is a perpendicular constraint on this line that I'm making with the previous line that I made. But as I get closer, there's another line that shows up on the top. And basically that is a kind of a coincident relationship too, but the end point of this line is going to line up with that short top line over there on the left-hand side. And that's really what I want. Those I always want to be at the same height. And if I didn't put that constraint in, it would, both of those sides, I would have to dimension them differently so that they would have different dimensions on them to control them, but I always want them at the same height. So I do want that constraint in there. So I'm going to make sure I click on it with that, and then I'm going to move over. I'm going to go down, again, a vertical line there, and I'm going to complete it. And now I've closed that section. Now, what I want to point out here is that I'm going to hit Escape, deselect my line. That's deselected everything. Now at the top here, what I want to show is if I hover over this line and then I drag it, you can see because of that constraint, both sides move up and down at the same time. So really all I need to do is give this one height dimension, which makes this a lot easier. Now I don't have two height dimensions that I have to put in there and make it more confusing. So make sure you get that constraint in there. So now we need to go and dimension. So we're going to click on the dimension tool. Again, the height is going to be 6. So I'm going to click that down, put that in as 6. I'm going to click on the width, and that is going to be 8. And I'm going to put that in there. Again, hit zoom all. Now I've got my shape. Now it doesn't look much like a U shape anymore because this area is very small compared to what it was before. So we just started to start adding some dimensions. So the one thing I will say is that if you start changing these inside dimensions before you put the outside dimensions on, sometimes the inside sections will get bigger than the outside, and your geometry will all kind of look a little bit funny. So I recommend that you at least change the overall height and width first, and then start working on these smaller inside dimensions. So in this case, I know that this dimension right here is going to be, I want to make that 2. And then the dimension from the bottom to the center line, that line was basically in the middle of the height. So half of 6 is 3. I'm going to put that there. And now I have to dimension this, the width of this other part. So I need to zoom in here to try to get this. So that line right there, I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to make that 2. And now I'm going to do my zoom all so I can see everything. So now I start to have basically that shape, that U shape there. Now, the only thing that we're missing is these are sharp corners, but they need to be rounded. I want those rounded in there. And what we're going to use is a fillet tool. Now, this we've talked about in our other videos about a fillet feature. This is a fillet sketch tool. Now, because we're still in sketch here, you can see we're in our sketch. There is a fillet tool. It acts very much the same way, but it works in 2D, not 3D. So we're going to click on our fillet tool, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring up our fillet dimension. And in this case, that fillet dimension is 1 on here. So I'm going to hit 1, and then it's going to want to know where is the fillet that I want to add. Actually, I'm going to hit tab here, and I'm going to go, actually, because I had one line selected, it keeps wanting to make the fillet between whatever line I'm over and the line that I had selected. So I am going to escape out or X out of my fillet tool, and you can see that that line is blue, so it's selected. I'm going to hit escape here, deselect everything, and now I'm going to go back into that fillet tool. So I'm going to click fillet, radius 1, and now I'm going to basically pick, I need to pick 2 lines, or I need to pick a corner. So if I hover over the corner, it's going to give me a little preview. I'm going to click on this. So once there, click and release. Now it puts in that arc there. Now I'm going to show you the other way. So now basically I want to fill between this line and this line. So I'm going to click on this line first, and then I'm going to click on that line, and it puts that fillet in. So whichever way is easier. Sometimes with the geometries, it's easier to click on the corner. Sometimes it's easier to click on the 2 lines that we want to have the fillets between. So now we've got everything in there. Let's hit escape, 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 escape. And now we have our geometry. It is fully defined, fully constrained. And now we can exit our sketch. So now we're going to do our finished sketch. It's zoomed in. We're going to do our zoom all there. Now we can then go do our extrude. So we can click on our extrude. We have our one sketch. So it automatically fills our profile in with that. And now we can put in our distance for 3. And it updates that. If you hit tab, it will update that value and not exit the exit this window. But if you hit enter, it will exit that window. So in this case, everything looks good. I am going to hit OK. Now my part is done. If I hit this very corner, it is going to make an isometric view. So there's our isometric view. I can zoom out, and there is our final part. So again, now at this point, go in, make sure you save your part or do a save as. This is 8.10D, so you can save that part out.